What I'm about to share with you will change how you think about breaking 80 forever. Expectations create frustration, but standards create freedom. Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Paul Callaway, and welcome back to the Champion's Code. Today, I want to talk about something that can often quietly sabotage all golfers, and sometimes even great golfers. It's when we confuse expectations with standards. Because when you confuse the two, you don't just lose strokes, you lose peace. Here's the difference. Expectations are usually outcome-based. I should break 80 again. I should never three-putt. I should shoot 74 or better. While standards are behavior-based and fully controllable, I will commit to my full pre-shot routine. I won't swing until my picture is clear. I will bring gratitude and discipline to every shot. And anytime you hear yourself say, I should pay close attention, that phrase is often a trigger that you're stepping into an expectation trap. Because when the outcome doesn't happen, and it won't perfectly every time, you don't learn, you spiral. Unmet expectations create frustration, and frustration is mental noise. It steals your focus, your feel, and your faith. So if you've ever felt like you're playing decent golf, then one miss flips a switch, you're building momentum, then one mistake sends you into a tailspin, or you're doing everything right but you can't stay calm. There's a good chance you're living in expectations, not standards. This is where the mental game of golf becomes spiritual, not just psychological. Philippians 4 verses 6 and 7 reminds us, do not be anxious about anything. Anxiety is often just misplaced control, trying to control outcomes that were never yours to control. But standards are stewardship. Standards are you saying, I will do my part with excellence and I'll trust God with the results. That aligns with one of Napoleon Hill's core principles. Decision. When you set a standard, you're making a decision about who you are, not just what you want. Here's an example of a standard I love. I will only hit my shot when my visualization is an 8, 9, or 10 in clarity. That's measurable. That's controllable. That's discipline. Discipline is what builds confidence, because confidence is simply proof you can trust yourself. Corinthians 14 verses 40 says, let all things be done decently and in order. Standards create order, and order beats chaos. In today's world, you can borrow anyone's routine from YouTube and call it a standard. But until your standard is connected to your goal and your story, it won't stick. So here are 2 ways to build standards that actually last. 1. Start with your goal, then reverse engineer it. In my book, Faith on the Fairway, I call it definiteness of purpose. Ask, what do I want? And what behaviors must show up daily to get there? That might be sleep, stretching, gym work, journaling, a pre-shot routine. Habakkuk 2 verse 3 says, write the vision, make it plain. And 2, study your best rounds and your worst rounds with objective thinking. Ask, when I played great, what was I doing that was in my control? Often it's not luck. It's preparation, attitude, patience, and presence. 2 Corinthians 13 verses 5 says, examine yourselves. Rachel, a college golfer with a solid swing. But under pressure, she'd tighten up, rush, and start playing don't mess up golf. Her biggest pain point was exactly what we're talking about. Expectation overload. She'd tell herself, I should hit this green. I should make this putt. And the moment she missed, frustration took over. So we simplified her mental game with one standard-based strategy, the 8 of 10 clarity rule plus the 1 breath reset. Before every shot, take 1 slow breath, rate her picture and commitment, and if it wasn't at least an 8 out of 10, she stepped back and reset. Within a short time, Rachel told me, I stopped trying to force outcomes. I started trusting my process, and I felt calm again on the course. That's the win. Not perfection, but peace plus process, and peace produces better performance. Let the peace of God rule in your hearts. Colossians 3 verses 15. If you want better results, stop worshiping expectations and build standards. Standards are your daily yes to your goal and your daily yes to who God is shaping you to become. And if you want help installing standards that fit your game and your life, book a complimentary 30-minute strategy session. We'll identify the frustration triggers, build your standards, and give you a simple mental game plan you can use immediately. I'll leave the scheduling link below. Plus, if this episode helped you, be sure to like it. Share it with a golfer who needs more peace and more process, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm Dr. Paul Callaway. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll look forward to seeing you back for the next episode of The Champion's Code.
You have the drive, but are you missing the foundation? At Limitless Success Mentoring, we help entrepreneurs, athletes, and professionals achieve the extraordinary. Dr. Paul Callaway uses faith-based principles and proven success laws to help you break through barriers and find your true identity. It's time to stop striving and start building from abundance. Visit limitlesssuccessmentoring.com today to get started.